All right, today's another good day. Welcome back to Veteran Idiot. I'm Art. We got lots of stuff to do today. I'm really excited to get into it. Got some parts for not mint. We're gonna get rid of all that smog stuff. I need to get Earl out of here first. I also got a transmission for Rusty, but we're not gonna do that one today. I'm gonna have to get him back later. But hey, let's see if we can get not mint out on the road today. I need to check the brakes and put together a list. I don't know, we might be able to do it. We've got a lot of gaskets to get though. I don't know if they're gonna be in stock. So now the trick is to get this guy into the shop. This is not mint, by the way. I don't know if I said that in the last video, but it is what I thought was mint. It's actually not mint in two accounts: color and condition. But she's gonna be a runner, I'm telling you. She'll be a runner. So we got these tires off. I'm gonna keep these rallies, we'll clean them up, maybe powder coat them, paint them. But we're going to throw those guys back on, get these tires off. This one still holds there, no matter what anybody says. Anyways, we got some tires on there to get it around. Picked up some ATF, we'll throw that in and see if we can't get this guy into the shop. Alright, so we're back in the shop here. In case you missed it, the steering on this thing is not in good shape. It is also not mint. It doesn't turn very far, locks up. Tie rods are all loose, idlers loose, ball joints coming out of the bottom of the control arm. It's not good stuff. Threw the fan on top so we can cool it down. That way we can start pulling off all this smog stuff. While we're waiting for that, we'll just go ahead and clean up the new stuff that I picked up. And then we'll figure out what gaskets and plugs we need for the heads and to plug off all this smog stuff. Okay, these are the parts that I picked up for the truck that we're going to get rid of all the smog for. We got a new valve cover, newish valve cover. Picked them up from my buddy Daniel. He hooked me up with all this stuff, but I don't know if we might be able to use the intake manifold, but I don't know if we'll be able to use the exhaust manifold. The exhaust manifold on this truck comes 2 into 1, and this is just a single. So unless we want to replace all of that exhaust, I don't know, may not be worth the trouble. We'll see if we can get this intake manifold above this existing exhaust manifold, and then we'll look at all the rest of the gaskets and everything else. What I'm going to use to clean this up is I'm just going to use a wire brush on the end of my drill. We'll clean it all up and make sure we wear some safety glasses while doing it. But once we get it cleaned up, I got some corporate blue spray paint. We'll spray it up and then start pulling all that stuff off. It should be cooled down by then. So that's the valve cover done with the wire brush. Is it perfect? No. Is there other ways to do this? Yeah, you could sandblast it. But is it gonna work? Hell yeah, it's gonna work. And it was cheap. So that makes it even better. there's the intake manifold. Now we can start pulling all that stuff off, see what we need, run to the store, get some gaskets, get some paint, get some primer, and some plugs. Yeah, I think that's it. All right. Yeah, that's it. Let's get out of here. So the only way I could get this thing into the garage was to put a gas can in here and run the hose into the gas tank, or this gas can. The gas in the tank I thought was going to be fine to dilute enough to get it up here, but it's terrible. It's varnish, like straight varnish, and it wouldn't run enough to get it up here. So that'll be something we'll keep draining while we're working on everything else. I'll pull the plug, put a gas can under it, drain into it. But right now we're just going to get rid of all of this crap. Carburetor, intake manifold, all these vacuum lines, all this BS is going to come off and go away. And we're just going to start plugging everything. I'm pretty sure that heater core doesn't work for crap, that's why it's bypassed, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Tackle that another day, but this power steering pump's going to be interesting too. But you know what, we're going to get it done, and it's going to run. Guaranteed. It'll be pretty easy too. We got the parts we need, parts we need for cheap. Let's do it. All right, so here's all the crap that I took off, and I mean it fell off in this organized fashion right here, but this is losing battle number 3, 4, and 5 here. So this ear broke completely off and is stuck to this cereal box gasket. Here's the other side of that cereal box gasket. I know it's not too old because it's got a little thing on there that says openforbreakfast.com, but it looks pretty old. Kind of cool. I'll probably keep those around. But it is snapped off right on the carburetor, and that was probably a massive, massive vacuum leak. But I'm excited to have all of this out, and we're going to be using the new valve cover, new intake manifold. I just got to pull this old valve cover off and the old intake manifold, and we should be good. All right, now we need to pull this valve cover off. Brooke's going to help us out. There she is. All right, so we're going to take these things out. And set that there. I'll hand you the bolts and you can toss them in there. Some of these got so much crap on them, can't hardly get the socket down over it. Careful, this one's got a sharp piece on it. I think this is the last one. Oh, there's one right here. Now I think that was the last one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's gross, for sure. Oh, I didn't even use a gasket, just threw some silicone on here. That's the wife.
I'm trying to figure out what boots to wear tomorrow.
What boots should we wear tomorrow?
Oh my God, is that the old one?
That's all the old crap, yeah. The carburetor was broken. Look, they use cereal boxes for the gaskets. We'll go through and we'll set the lash on these. They all feel pretty good. None of them feel like any of them are bent valve or anything like that, but we'll go through and rotate it and set the lash later. Now we just got to get this intake manifold off.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Which,
He f***ed up.
That one, right there.
yeah. Which unfortunately looks like we're gonna have to womp womp womp. I don't think we're gonna be able to take this intake manifold off and replace it with that one. This one looks like it's all part of the head. Ruh-roh. All right, back to the drawing board. Just when you think you got everything figured out, the intake manifold and the head are all one piece. It's cast all into one piece. That's okay though. We're still getting this thing running. It's still happening. It just might not be with this engine or this head. We'll figure it out though. Well, but in any case, I think we'll maybe pivot and work on Votka. This beautiful piece of machinery is known as Votka. It's V-O-T-K-A, like in a Russian. Anyways, so what we got on the problem of this is it's not getting any fuel up to the TBI injectors. So need to see if maybe the fuel pump took a dump or the fuse for it or something. But anyways, we're going to take a look at it. Otherwise, this is a great truck. I need to get this thing running again back to my cousin so he can take it out and romp on it. He's also wanting to do maybe some 1-tons in the front as well with radius arms instead of leaf springs. That'll be kind of cool. We'll see if that pans out, but we need to get it moving. It's worth way too much than to just sit here and not be moving. So let's go ahead and try and get that working for him. Okay, so I'm going to throw the battery in here. We're going to try and crank it over, but we're getting nothing out of the injectors. They're not clicking or anything else like that. They don't want to fire unless they have fuel pressure behind it. So really we need to see if the fuel pump is pushing fuel forward. We can do that a couple of different ways. You can get under it, see if I can hear the fuel pump pushing, or pop one of the fuel lines underneath, or we can pop it on the back here and see if there's pressure on it with the key on. I think it'll be easier to do it back here at the back of the throttle body. So we'll go ahead and start with that and toss the battery in. Oh. Cousin's actually got a lot of stuff done to this thing. He's got the frame reinforcement over here, the plate welded on, because these things usually, the steering gearbox will rip a hole in the frame or rip it off. He's got that in place. And then he's also got a nice radiator in here, some good exhaust, so on and so forth. All right. Ooh, it's hot. Time for your pause for safety. If you're gonna be working on elevated surfaces, make sure you got at least 3 points of contact. You're gonna be nursing your muffin on the couch rather than working on your projects. Alright, we'll turn the key on, see if we got fuel pressure. See if it starts squirting out. Nada. Not a friggin' thing. Alright. Alright, so either the fuel pump's bad or the fuse is blowing for it, so we'll go with that next. Alright. So checked all the fuses up front that I couldn't find anything, so what I'm going to do is pull the plug off of the fuel pump itself, and then we'll turn the key on, see if I'm getting power back here to the pump. If we're getting power back here to the pump, not the best scenario, but means the pump's got to be changed. The fuel tank will have to come down, pump will come out, and we'll change that out. If I'm not getting power back to the pump, then it's a matter of just chasing all this stuff back up to the front, figuring out where the relay is and swapping that out. But let's check this first. Oh, all right, no power at the pump. Let's chase down this relay. All right, so fuel pump relay is up here on the firewall. I'm gonna check it out, the way you can check it out is this orange wire is your constant power. You can see if you're getting power to that. Negative on the ground, test light here, or you can check the ground. Is black and white is the ground for the relay. The tan and white is the signal back to the fuel pump itself. You can see if the relay is shifting it over and sending it back. And then the green wire is the signal wire from the ECM to the fuel pump itself. So we're going to check those out, see what we get, and see if we're getting signal from the ECM, so on and so forth. Apparently there's a 2-second signal from the ECM initially, and then after you start you need at least 4 pounds of PSI, oil PSI, to keep that signal to the fuel pump. We're going to see what we got first. We need to know that we at least have constant power, and then when somebody cycles the key that we have signal power at least, and then going back to the fuel pump. If we got all that and it's going back that way and got nothing, then chances are it's just a fuel pump. All right, so while this guy is doing his thing, pumping all the gas out, I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling off the skid plate and getting this tank ready to drop down, loosen up the straps, and that way I can pull the lines on the top. And we'll get it out of there. Keep on working, buddy. You got this. It's a little noisy. Look, she's got it though. She got it. Skid plate's out. Ready to drop the straps for the tank. Unfortunately, this guy is still jamming. So we'll give it some time and we'll come back to it. Well, tank is out. I pretty much never want to do that again. But we got it out. Been trying a bunch of different things. I hardwired the fuel pump to the battery. I could hear the pump turn on, but nothing's pulling up. There's still quite a bit of fuel in it. And then also I hooked a clicky clack pump up to the main line, and it's not pulling anything up as well. I'm wondering maybe it's some issue with the sock or something going on, because this filter picked up a bunch of crap in it as well. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the pump, see what it looks like down in the tank, get a better idea where we're at. That is not supposed to be like that. That is no bueno. Not picking anything up. Trash. So we'll go ahead and fix this, see if we can salvage the pump. If not, I have to go grab a whole new one. The sock's probably full of crap anyways, might as well just grab a new one. Alright, so Brooke and I here rebuilt the pump, threw it back in the fuel tank. Got a new fuel filter. It's completely drained, ready to put it back up in there. And then maybe we can fire this guy for the first time in a while. I don't know what's going on with my shop light under there, but apparently we're going to be having a disco while trying to put this back together.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Tank's back in. She's a great light holder, so that helped. But we were able to prime some fuel up to where the filter is out right here, so we know the fuel's moving forward. We're going to throw the filter back in, and then we should see fuel up here at the injectors, and this thing should fire off. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the filter back in there, and then we'll crank this bad boy over. All right. Go ahead and start cranking it.
Alright.
Alright, stop. Oh, this battery.
So we're gonna have to jump start?
Oh yeah, because this battery is not holding a charge. Alright.
These two are on too. There's two out here.
Alright, so you don't ever want to touch these together, so just hold that one. It's not going to shock you. Alright, go ahead, give it a try. Alright. We'll let it charge for a little bit. Okay, I think it's charged enough. Go for it. Nice job. Did it? I don't see any leaks or anything. All right, well, we weren't gonna let the night go without getting at least one of these two trucks running. Settled with this one. Glad to get this one done. I'm happy to have it done for my cousin. Probably gonna change some door seals for him before I take it back over there. But it's a good day. It really kicked our butt, but it was a good day.
Yep.
So that's gonna be the end of this episode. We'll deal with this mess at another time when we figure out what we're gonna do with this guy. Thank you for your help.
Thanks for letting me go.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. That way we can get some cool stuff to throw in this thing. Thank you.